Today, we're going to be talking about keeping the end in mind, which is absolutely essential, particularly for step parents, so we can make the right decisions along the way. I post once a week, so do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know whenever I post. Today, we're going to be talking about keeping the end in mind. The end in mind is all about helping children to grow up to be the best adult that they can be. That means a responsible citizen in the community who can hold down relationships, hold down a job, be a good member of society. And so often it's easy when you're a step parent to go into a family and want things to be done in the right way for you at the time. And this can get in the way of your long-term goal of keeping the end in mind. That has got to be worth so much more than you making the wrong decisions while they're still children in your care, because it's difficult to keep the end, that end, in mind. It can get very easy to get caught up in the day-to-day annoyances of things going wrong because of the stepchildren. And when we do get caught up, then we can damage the relationship that we have with them. So how do you keep the end in mind when you're dealing with stepchildren? I'm going to give you 3 examples. I was speaking to a stepmother, and she was saying that her stepchildren are now in their 20s and 30s, but they don't see them. Because when she first married her husband, who was the father of these 3 children, they bought a house and put in a new kitchen. It was the first time that she'd had a new kitchen, and so she wanted it to be kept clean and tidy and free from damage. And this took precedence over her relationship with her stepchildren. So she'd be picky, and she'd be critical, and she would be fussy, and she would not let the children touch various things and use them. And in the end, it gnawed away at them. It defined their relationship. And I just want to point this out while there's still time. Think about it. Yes, it's lovely to have a new thing, especially an expensive new thing, like a new kitchen. But think with the end in mind. It's the same for all the other little things that can go wrong. You know, like the children are playing in the garden, it's summer, and they knock the ball into your favourite plants and collapse on it or fight over it, and the plant collapses and you're really cross. Think with the end in mind. These little things that can drive us absolutely insane, and we can become very particular about the way we want things, can actually get in the way of A, our long-term relationship with them, and B, their chances to feel good in themselves so they can carry on and get on with their lives. If we're only ever critical of them, it'll bring them down. So this is quite a fundamental difference between being a step-parent and being a parent. Because when you bring your own child into this life, often you're very reluctant to see the negatives. You don't care about the plant that's just been broken. You don't care about the dish that's just been broken. You overlook it, you forgive them, you love them because they've got a connection with you in a different way. And it's easier just to move on. Sure, you still get cross. Sure, you still get irritated, but it's not the same. And that's why in step parenting, it's so important to keep in mind that end goal. And that end goal governs the decisions you make about what you pick them up on, what you're critical about, what you do and don't want them to do, the standards you want them to keep. Keep that end in mind so you can keep everything else a little bit flexible, a little bit fluctuating, helps you do a little bit more giving. And that final, third example is that these children are not genetically connected to you. So they will be different, and we need to live and let live. So we need to allow them to have difference and bring difference into the house and like different things and do things in a different way. And that way, if we allow it, we can grow them to feel confident in themselves, and therefore you are keeping the end in mind, and they can become the people that they're going to become, and you can remain the person that you are, and together you can build a better relationship. But if you don't keep that end in mind, it's really difficult to keep your focus correct and not on becoming irritated about all those things that go wrong in the meantime. Check out the description box below for links to Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. We run workshops, sessions, online and face-to-face, booklets, and we offer an email response service.